The campaign for president in 2024 won't all play out in New Hampshire diners and cornfields in Iowa. That's to say nothing of steel towns in Pennsylvania and dairy farms in Wisconsin. Let's presume that President Biden and former President Trump face each other in a 2020 rematch. The battle for the presidency may emerge in two forms. For Democrats who oppose former President Trump, various courtrooms in New York, Miami, Washington, D.C., and Atlanta. For Republicans who disapprove of President Biden, the venues are closed-door depositions, committee hearings, and maybe even articles of impeachment on the House floor. Democrats think they have the goods on former President Trump on a variety of charges in court, ranging from allegedly stealing secret documents to potentially trying to steal the election. They've made it an industry as a family of monetizing access to high people in government, said Representative Nick Langworthy, Republican, New York. The evidence just continues to pile up. But it's a web of lies and deceit as the president continues to deny this involvement. So what shall we look for? There's always the possibility of Weiss's testimony, although unlikely. House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer, Republican, Kentucky, wants Archer to testify in public soon. There's also the possibility that Weiss's investigation doesn't take that long since he already probed Hunter Biden. That said, some Republicans believe the creation of a special counsel, be it Weiss or someone else, could serve as a way to stymie Congress from investigating further. And Jordan and Comer would like to hear from Garland to explain what went into the decision to appoint Weiss, especially if Weiss won't appear. That brings us to the push by some Republicans to begin an impeachment inquiry. On Fox Business recently, Comer said he intended to subpoena the Biden family. That may be problematic amid Weiss's inquest. But a House vote to launch a formal impeachment inquiry, and thus call witnesses like the Bidens, could give the House more even footing. To wit, Republicans want to know more about the cryptic firms tied to the Biden family. There are more than 20 shell firms associated with the Bidens. The cryptic names sometimes echo one another. Rosemont Seneca Partners, Rosemont Seneca Bohai, Rosemont Seneca Thornton. Fox asked forensic accountant Bruce Dubinsky to review the Biden family bank records released by the House Oversight Panel. Dubinsky initially focused on the sheer number of shell firms in which the Bidens were involved. A shell company is just that. Just a shell. It doesn't have typically an operating business, said Dubinsky. They're used in nefarious ways to either launder money or hide a transaction. In other words, the mere existence of these firms presents a red flag. $20 million flows through these accounts, these fake businesses, alleged Representative Tim Burchett, Republican, Tennessee, on Fox. Republicans have focused in particular on Yelena Baturina, one of the wealthiest women in Russia. Records from the Oversight Panel show Baturina wired Rosemont Seneca Thornton $3.5 million in 2014. $2.5 million of that then appears to have gone to Rosemont Seneca Bohai. Baturina then dined with Mr. Biden in Washington when he was vice president in 2014. You see $3.5 million coming inbound from Russia. And then it moves in two transactions to Devon Archer and one of Hunter Biden's companies. That dollar for dollar, that is the signature of a problem, said Dubinsky. It's also unclear whether these firms provided a good or service. Republicans believe the linchpin is to demonstrate the commodity was access to the president when he served as vice president. Of course, drawing a straight line between all of this and alleged corruption by President Biden is hard to do, even if it's true. But from a political standpoint, it doesn't necessarily have to be true or go back to the president to inflict damage. Republicans know this encourages their base and makes good on various political promises. Moreover, this is not necessarily a winning political strategy heading into 2024 for the GOP. It's far from clear if the public is buying into the Republican arguments. And regardless, the ultra-high-profile legal travails of former President Trump could overshadow anything House Republicans do in their investigation of the current president.